morning, friends. So today I wanted to take you through a little my morning routine and a little chat about self-care. So obviously I've already showered, but I just wanted to take you through everything I do in the mornings. Most mornings, sometimes I don't do all of the things because that's what happens. And yes, I am a little bit sick right now, so my voice is like, you know. Anyway, so I'm just gonna take you along with what I'm doing this morning, and I hope you enjoy the video. I'm now showered, which I don't usually shower in the mornings, but I showered this morning. So I'm gonna finish getting ready now. No eyebrows. So that was my morning routine. I don't always take showers in the morning. I just did today because I had time and I needed one. I've been kind of sick. I thought that a shower would be good. It was. I do feel better. But yeah, I've just been sick for the past few days. And I thought, what better time to like talk about self-care than when you're sick, because that's obviously what I need. You're so cute. Hi, friend. So self-care for me isn't always just like face masks and bubble baths and tea. It can be, and sometimes it is, except not bubble baths because I don't like taking baths. Anyway, but it's doing things that are good for me. So that means that like I have a routine in the morning, because routine really makes me, like, that is me taking care of myself, because it feels good to have a routine. I do better with it when I do stick to a routine. I don't always. Sometimes I'm like too lazy and like I don't want to wash my face, and sometimes I don't. Yeah, so a routine is really important for me. I wake up every morning and I make my coffee and I sit down and I make a list of my goals for the day, and I write a little manifestation paragraph, really. I write a few things about, maybe not a manifestation paragraph, maybe it's more just, I think I write down the things that I'm grateful for that day, or whatever comes to my mind, basically. And then I don't do yoga every morning, but I am trying to get more into a yoga meditation practice, because it makes me feel good, and that's part of my self-care. Another part of my self-care is being active, going to the gym, or sometimes it's not going to the gym, sometimes it's just doing yoga in my living room, sometimes it's going to a yoga class. I also really like therapy. I haven't been for a minute because my therapist is in Las Vegas, where I am not, so I'm gonna need to find a new one. But I do love doing therapy for self-care, because it's important to take care of yourself, and it's important to, I think, to go to therapy even when you're not in crisis. So even in times where I feel really good, maybe it's the best time to like build up those coping skills and whatnot. So I do that as well. Grocery shopping is one of my favorite forms of self-care. Cooking, I love cooking. Sometimes if I'm like just feeling, you know, I will like make myself breakfast, or I'll make myself lunch or dinner or whatever it is. I don't usually just make it for myself. I also make it for Audrey. But that feels good. It just kind of gets my mind focused on something that's good. So self-care is really important, and it's like a buzzword these days. Like everyone says like self-care Sunday, where they do a mask, and that's great. Like I don't have anything against that. I also do that. I love face masks. But sometimes it is just doing those things that like make you feel good every day. It's not just a once a week, once a month thing. It's something that you do daily, to make sure that you are good. And because sometimes we're not, and that's okay. And self-care is really important for that reason. But it can mean different things for different people. I was talking to my friend one time, and she was like, all I want to do is watch Netflix. And then I'm like, well, great. Netflix is your self-care, because that's your time that you take for yourself and do what your self needs. Because that's really what self-care is all about. Also, these guys. This one and Coco. They're like the perfect little self-care buddies. They just come and snuggle, and I said this before, but Mosby really is my little, he knows when I need comfort, and he will just sit on my lap and snuggle up to me and give me little kisses. Coda does the same thing. I was really, really sick yesterday, and Coda was acting so worried. It was the cutest thing I've ever seen. But so sometimes they're my self-care, taking them on walks and giving them loves and playing with them, running down the hallway with them with toys. Yeah, so self-care is different for everyone, and I think it's important to just like find that thing or those things that are good for you. I used to like take a day, and I haven't done this in a minute, but I would just take a day for myself, and I would go to a coffee shop and I would just read. And I would read in the coffee shop, and I'd get like my favorite coffee or tea or whatever it was I wanted during that time. And I just read. And like now for school, I read for myself, and yeah, it was really good. So self-care can be different things. It can be lots of things. And it's just like finding that thing that makes you feel good in your soul, that is like taking care of your heart, because that's the most important thing. And therapy is huge. Alrighty, so that is what I do in my morning routine, in my self-care practice. And huge thing that happened today is during my yoga practice, I held a crow pose for the first time ever. I've been practicing it for months, year actually. It's been a while since I've been practicing it, and I finally held it. It was only for a second, but then I did it later and I held it for longer, but that was super cool. Just like a win for the day, for the week, really. I'm just super excited I did that. Alrighty, so that's it for today, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you all next time.